how can we put multiple plots and tables on the same graph? So if that is what you want to do, you need a package called Grid Extra. I'm going to load it. And I'm also going to load dplyr, but that's just to make a table. So when I run this, I get a table. Yeah, it's a tibble, but the tibble is still a table. And now, together with my two plots, I can put it on the same graph. Now, before I can do that, I have to make a layout matrix. And I will explain later on what a layout matrix is. We're first going to make it. To add plots and tables to the same graph, I need to use this function from the Grid Extra package. How does it work? Well, it needs a list of all the things that I want to put on the same graph. And this list is called the groups argument. So what is this list? Well, it's all the variables of the plots that I want to put on the graph. So plot number 1, plot number 2, and then the table that I created using the dplyr package. Now, tables, you can put them on graphs, but just like text, you cannot put them as they are on a graph. So text had to be converted in a text group, remember? Tables have to be converted in table groups, table graphical objects. How? Well, by using the table group function. Just like we have done here, we added text. You had to use this function to convert the text into a graphical object. So here you do exactly the same, but instead of with a text, you do it with a table. So I have a list of everything I want to put in the graph. So these are 3 things in my list. So this is 1, this is number 2, and this is number 3. And this refers now to the layout matrix. You see, I have 1, 2, and 3 here also. So what does the layout matrix specify? It specifies that here in the left upper corner, I want to have the 3rd object from the list, so the table. And in the right upper corner, I want to place the 2nd object in the list, so the 2nd graph. And below, I want to put the 1st object from the list, so the 1st graph. So this specifies how to put the objects here that are specified in the list on the global graph. So he also needs the layout matrix. That's the 2nd argument. So when I run this, this is what you get. The table here, as specified in the layout matrix, the 2nd plot from the list here, as specified in the layout matrix, and the 1st plot spread out over the bottom. These packages, they have very good vignettes. A vignette is a tutorial, so it's not really the documentation, but it's really a tutorial that shows you how you can use a certain package. So I will show. So this vignette will show you mainly how to create complex layouts. So if you put tables on a graph, how are you going to do this? How can you put complex things in these tables if you want that? How can you change the colors of the table? And that is, well, this is already cool. But the minimum that you will probably want to do here is you want to add labels, A, B, and C. If you want to add labels, you have to store the whole grid range, so the whole complete graph, in a variable. Now, how can you add labels? For that, you need this package, the cowplot package. And the cowplot package will work on ggplots. Now we have a problem, because grid arrange doesn't generate a ggplot. It's from one of the other plotting systems. Luckily, we can convert plots from one plotting system into a ggplot. How? By using this function. So just like we have as.date and as.matrix, there's also a function that converts a plot into a ggplot. So the as_ggplot function. So I'm running this on this list here. So, and once it's a ggplot, you can use this function, the draw plot label from the cowplot package, to add labels to the plot. So you see that he adds labels. You have to give him a vector with labels, one for every element on the graph. But then with the x and the y element, you specify yourself where they come. So what does this mean? X is horizontally. So where 0 is the utmost left of the plot and 1 is the utmost right of the plot. So I specifically ask him here to put A at the utmost left and B at the utmost left, because it's also 0, and C in the middle of the plot in horizontal direction. And then Y specifies where you want to plot the labels in vertical direction, where 0 is the bottom of the graph and 1 is the top of the graph. So here I explicitly ask him to put A at the top, B in the middle, and C, so the third one, at the top. So that explains why I get A here, B here, and C here.